up, posse? My name is Will, and this is something we're gonna bring back an old tradition for the channel. We are going to be going through the 2022 Oscar Awards, which are happening this Sunday, if I'm correct, right, Jessup?
Yes, this Sunday.
And for those that know, we had a few guests come on, and we talked about our own, picks. And let's be honest, movies in 2017 they went from pretty bad to pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Here, I think it's mostly amazing films.
Yeah. Okay. So we're not going to do for this first year. We're bringing back the tradition. We're not going to have like really that many guests.
Yeah.
Um. So and for this first video, we're just going to predict them.
Mm-hmm.
And then
next week we're gonna review the whole show.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. So what category should we do first?
Just go from the bottom to the top.
All right. And what's the first one?
I've got best writing original screenplay.
Okay. Yeah. So for best original screenplay, the nominees are Belfast, Don't Look Up, King Richard, Licorice Pizza, and The Worst Person in the World.
I think I'll admit I didn't get to see that many movies, so I just kind of randomly guessed on some of these. So
yeah,
I'm probably
I
going to
did
lose
guess
this
a little bit too.
Yeah, so I went with Belfast. What'd you go with?
I went with Licorice Pizza. Even
Sounds
though one
delicious.
of these movies I did see, which is King Richard.
And?
I really like that one. I don't know if I've given it an award on here, or I guess we'll wait and see. All right, so what's up? Next adapted screenplay?
Yes.
All right, so for this we have Coda, Drive My Car, Dune, The Lost Daughter, and The Power of the Dog.
Again, I guessed and I went with The Lost Daughter.
I went with The Power of the Dog.
Okay.
All right, so for best visual effects, that's correct, right?
Yeah, best visual effects.
All right, we have Dune, Free Guy, No Time to Die, Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, and Spider-Man No Way Home.
Okay, so I was tempted to do Spider-Man because I really like that one.
Yeah, I really like
it.
it.
But ultimately, I put it down to Shang-Chi.
Okay, Shang-Chi I could get behind. This
movie,
movie
are we in agreement on this one?
What?
Are we in agreement on this one?
I did like. I would say Shang-Chi. I haven't finished it completely, but from what I've seen, it's really, really good.
Oh yeah, I saw it in theaters.
But I've seen this movie that I've picked. It's good, but it's nowhere near a masterpiece. I'm gonna go with Dune.
Okay, not bad. I mean, Dune had some good stuff in it too.
All right, so for best sound, there's no sound editing, sound mixing. It's just sound. We have Belfast, Dune, No Time to Die, The Power of the Dog, and West Side Story.
I actually went with Dune on this one.
I went with Dune as well. Hey, we agreed on something finally.
Yeah. Are yours going to be mostly Dune?
No.
Okay. Next is best short film live action.
We have Ala Kachu, Take and Run, The Dress, The Long Goodbye, On My Mind, and Please Hold.
Again, I'm guessing here, shot in the dark. I'm going with The Dress.
I went with The Long Goodbye.
Okay.
All right. So for best animated short film, we have Affairs of the Art, Bestia, Box Ballet, Robin Robin, and The Windshield Wiper.
I went with Bestia there.
I went with Robin Robin. All right. So for best production design, we have Dune, Nightmare Alley, The Power of the Dog, The Tragedy of Macbeth, and West Side Story.
I went with Nightmare Alley on this one.
All right, so I actually went with a movie that I did see, and I think the production design in this is fantastic. West Side Story.
Okay. So I've also haven't seen Nightmare Alley yet. I'm planning to before the Oscars.
Yeah.
I love Guillermo del Toro's movies. I plan to see this one before the Oscars, or at least try to.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to find time to watch it as well, because from what I heard, it's really, really good.
Yeah, and like I said, love him. I think he's great with creature design.
All right, so
like I said, those are my favorite filmmakers.
All right, so what's up next? Best Picture already?
I guess so. Yeah, we're getting up there.
All right, so for Best Picture, we have Don't Look Up, Drive My Car, Dune, King Richard, Licorice Pizza, Nightmare Alley, The Power of the Dog, and West Side Story.
Nightmare Alley again.
I'm going to go with The Power of the Dog.
Okay.
All right, so for Best Original Song, we have Be Alive from King Richard, Dos Oruguitas from Encanto, Down to Joy from Belfast, No Time to Die from, coincidentally, No Time to Die, and Somehow You Do from Four Good Days.
Okay, so I'll admit for me, this was a toss up between No Time to Die and Dos Oruguitas. I know I butchered that pronunciation.
It's all good.
Ultimately went to Dos Oruguitas. Thank you.
Yep.
Mostly because I'm writing about how upset I am that We Don't Talk About Bruno was not nominated.
I think, well, okay. To be fair, I feel like out of all the songs from Encanto, this one being nominated for Best Original Song makes the most sense.
Fair enough, but I mean, people really loved We Don't Talk About Bruno.
Oh no, I'm not saying it's a bad song. Far from it. I'm saying, in terms of like, because it made sense when Coco had Remember Me being nominated for Best Original Song.
Yeah. What did you choose for Best Original Song?
No Time to Die.
Got it. So
last time a James Bond
with.
film won an Oscar for Best Original Song, it was actually Spectre, which I think we both saw.
Yeah, we saw that. I did see No Time to Die. Actually, I liked it.
Yeah, I'm getting around to watching that. Okay, so for Best Music Original Score, we have Nicholas Bertel with Don't Look Up, Hans Zimmer with Dune, Jermaine Franco with Encanto, Alberto Iglesias with Parallel Mothers, and Johnny Greenwood with The Power of the Dog.
Take a guess on mine, Will.
Encanto.
Nope.
Really?
I went with Dune again.
Okay.
I saw Dune.
On this one.
I thought the original score was great.
Yes, it is.
Encanto's was good, but nowhere near awesome as Dune's. Pretty much anything audio based, I went with Dune for.
Okay. I can get behind that.
Yeah.
Best makeup and hairstyling. Coming to America, Cruella, Dune, The Eyes of Tammy Faye, and House of Gucci.
Okay. I went with House of Gucci this time. And I actually am not guessing this time. I'm predicting it because for the dumbest reason. I am reading the book right now. That's the only reason why I chose that for. So far, I like the book. I do think we should review this at some point.
Yeah, sure. I went with Dune on this one. Yeah. All right, so for Best International Feature Film, representing Japan, we have Drive My Car. Representing Denmark, Flee. Representing Italy, The Hand of God. Representing Bhutan, Lunana, A Yak in the Classroom. And representing Norway, The Worst Person in the World.
I went with the Drive My Car. I'm taking a shot in the dark here.
I went with Flee. I watched the trailer for it, and I'm very much intrigued in watching it in its entirety.
Okay.
All right, Best Film Editing. We have Don't Look Up, Dune, King Richard, The Power of the Dog, and Tick Tick Boom.
I went with Dune again.
I went with Tick Tick Boom. All right.
I only have, yeah, okay.
No, well, you're gonna say.
I will admit, Tick Tick Boom will appear on my predictions list later, just so you know.
I think I know which one you're talking about. For Best Documentary Short Subject, we have Audible, Lead Me Home, The Queen of Basketball, 3 Songs for Benazir, and When We Were Bullies.
I went with Audible. I love audiobooks.
I went with 3 Songs for Benazir.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so our Best Documentary Feature, we have Ascension, Attica, Flee, Summer of Soul, and Riding with Fire.
Again, I went with A Shot in the Dark, went with Attica.
I went with A Shot in the Dark with Summer of Soul. Just for the record, a lot of these movies we guarantee we're going to see at some point.
Yeah. Also, we're probably going to get these wrong, so don't say.
There is a good chance we'll get a good chunk of these wrong.
Yeah.
It's not like a few years ago when we were able to see like a good chunk of movies.
Yeah.
For best directing, we have Kenneth Branagh with Belfast, Ryosuke Hamaguchi, sorry if I butchered that name, with Drive My Car, Paul Thomas Anderson with Licorice Pizza, Jane Campion with The Power of the Dog, and Steven Spielberg with West Side Story.
So for this one, I learned my lesson from what was it, Parasite, and I went to Drive My Car.
Okay. I went with Jane Campion for Power of the Dog.
Fair enough.
All right, so for best costume design, I think I know which one we're gonna go with.
Are we going for the same one on this one?
Let's see. The nominees are Cruella, Cyrano, Dune, Nightmare Alley, and West Side Story.
The one we reviewed is what I predicted.
Yep, same here. I picked Cruella. Now I will say I had a tough time deciding between that and West Side Story.
Yeah, I think West Side Story will get my prediction. I do have one West Side Story prediction on here, just looking ahead.
Yeah.
And yeah, I need to see it.
Yeah, it's really, really good.
I have heard good stuff.
Wait, hold
about
on.
This.
We got
I haven't seen the original. I gotta fix that.
We had cinematography, right?
Yeah, that's the one I predicted West Side Story for.
Oh, okay, because I'm trying to find it on here. I don't think I have it.
Oh.
So what? Let's go through that real quick.
Okay. Cinematography.
Oh, actually, no. Here we go. Cinematography. I wasn't looking in the right way.
Okay.
So for cinematography, we have Dune, Nightmare Alley, The Power of the Dog, The Tragedy of Macbeth, and West Side Story.
Again, I went with West Side Story. I can see Dune winning this though.
I can see Dune winning it as well. I mean, it looks fantastic.
I think the problem is I think Dune's going to get a couple wins, but I don't think it's going to sweep.
No, not a chance.
So it's just kind of predicting which ones is going to win at this point.
I think this award show is going to be pretty spread out.
I'm hoping too. I mean, I've got what, like 2 or 3 Dunes?
Sorry, what?
I think I've got like 2 or 3 Dune predictions on here.
You have a couple of West Side Story, a couple of Dune.
I think I've only got one West Side Story. Okay, moving on.
All right, I went with West Side Story as well. So for best animated feature,
should we just say it at the same time?
Hold on, let's go through the nominations first.
Okay.
We have Encanto, Flea, Luca, The Mitchells vs. the Machines, and Raya and the Last Dragon. All right, you ready, Jessup?
1, 2, 3. Encanto.
Yeah, it's no secret we love this movie.
Yeah.
I mean, I will most likely watch this movie more times in the near future.
Oh, my boss puts it on all the time at work. So I just watch it there.
All right.
I'll just be a random point in the movie. Just watch from wherever that is.
Yeah. So for best actress in a supporting role, we have Jessie Buckley with The Lost Daughter, Ariana DeBois with West Side Story, Judi Dench with Belfast, Kristen Dunst with The Power of the Dog, and Anjanou Ellis with King Richard.
I went with the one I was most familiar with, which was Kirsten Dunst.
Yeah, I went with Kristen Dunst as well.
Yeah, I mostly just chose it based off the actor.
No, because she has proven to be a good actress.
Yeah,
like she's more than just. She's more than just.
She was in Hidden Figures, wasn't she? I forgot about that for a second.
Yes, I believe she was.
Yeah, we reviewed that movie last year. Yeah, last year.
Holy cow! It's already been a year.
Yeah.
All right, so for actress in a leading role, we have Jessica Chastain with The Eye of Tammy Faye, Olivia Colman with The Lost Daughter, Penelope Cruz with Parallel Mothers, Nicole Kidman with Being the Ricardos, and Kristen Stewart with Spencer.
I went with Kristen Stewart.
That's okay.
I know she was in Twilight. This
movie proves though that she can be that she can, if you give her a good script, she can do great things.
Exactly. I mean, I'd heard about her being in a bunch of French films that she did well in, apparently. So I decided take a shot with her.
No, because
I don't hate any of those actors who were in those movies.
Mm-hmm. I went with
was in Lighthouse and the recent Batman.
No, Lighthouse is fantastic. I might watch
Tenet. He was also in Tenet. He was great in that.
He was also in Tenet, and I'm gonna have to get around to watching the Batman, even though I need to find the time because it's like 2 hours and 55 minutes.
Yeah, I need to as well. Anyways,
All right, so I went with Penelope Cruz. For Best Actor in a Supporting Role, we have Ciarán Hinds with Belfast, Troy Kotzer with Coda, Jesse Plemons with The Power of the Dog, J.K. Simmons with Being the Ricardos, Cody Smith McPhee and the Power of the Dog.
well, I chose everyone's favorite Daily Bugle reporter or editor in chief. Sorry, whatever. Slash son of Aang slash
oh yeah, he
Grunkle.
was son of Aang in Legend of Korra.
Yeah. And he was the
Uh,
Grunkle Ford in Gravity Falls.
yes.
I love myself some J.K. Simmons.
I know he was also the villain in one of the Kung Fu Panda movies, the third one actually.
Okay.
That was actually the very first review we did on the channel.
I thought we did Titanic.
No, I mean,
Oh yeah, you did that one alone. That's right.
no, because when we first started movie reviews, which is when I started, and before Jessup and everybody else came along, first review I ever done was Kung Fu Panda 3,
That's
and
right.
the rest is history.
Okay, last category, right?
And last but one more category, actor in a leading role. We have Javier Bardem in Being the Ricardos, Benedict Cumberbatch with The Power of the Dog, Andrew Garfield with Tick Tick Boom, Will Smith in King Richard, and Denzel Washington in The Tragedy of Macbeth.
So I've just realized I have 3 actors who were major players and played major roles in Spider-Man movies on my best acting roles. Because I went with Andrew Garfield.
Yeah.
Mostly because I like him. I feel like people hate on the Amazing Spider-Man movies too much when they're not. I mean, I do agree the second one's kind of like the weakest Spider-Man movie out there, but I don't think it's the worst at all. It's like the worst movie ever. And I feel bad for Garfield because he's the best part. I think he's a great Spider-Man. I feel bad for him.
No, it's like Kristen Stewart. You give him a good script, he can do great things. I mean, he was nominated for an Oscar in Hacksaw Ridge, which was fantastic, by the way.
Right. He was great in No Way Home, reprising the Spider-Man role.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was good in both the Amazing Spider-Man movies.
Yeah. No, he's proven he can do really good stuff. And
I wouldn't say the first Amazing Spider-Man movie on its own is like awful at all. I'd say it's very okay.
It's a good movie. I like it. I went with Andrew Garfield.
It's not great. It's not like an outstanding movie or anything, but I think it's the first one's fine on its own.
No, I went with the Andrew Garfield as well because.
Okay, so we're in agreement there.
We're in agreement, and the only time we were in agreement for like Encanto, Andrew Garfield, a couple times for June and West Side Story, and aside from that, we were pretty spread out.
Yeah, I think that's good. That'll give us like a more range and better chance to get these right.
Yeah, but like we said before, we're taking a shot in dark for most of these, so bear with us. There's a good chance we're gonna get a lot of these wrong.
Okay.
All right, so that's just what does it for our Oscar predictions video. If you liked it, give it a like. If you're new, subscribe for more content. And next week, we're going to give you guys our initial review of the Oscars.
Where we'll see how wrong we were. We'll look at how wrong we were. We'll keep our list on us so we know what we're doing.
Disclaimer, it most likely will be very wrong. Yeah. All right, so until next time, see you there, posse, and we'll see you guys next week for our review.